Full disclaimer here, I don't believe in participation trophies. I don't believe that everyone should get a trophy. This video is just to educate you on how to create a better athlete in your youth rider. All right, today we're gonna go over 5 things that every dirt bike parent should be practicing with their rider. We see it all the time. We're at the track a lot, and we see the parents becoming the coaches and the parents over-coaching their kids and or yelling at their kids and just creating a negative environment in what should be playful. We have to understand as parents, when we go sign up for sports, and this sport's pretty unique, but we call it playing the sport. What sport do you play? It should be playful as the kids are young, okay? We have plenty of years to develop our athletes. Look at, for example, how young our motocross athletes have retired. You got 27 at Dungey. You got 27 Carmichael, 28 James Stewart. But our athletic prime doesn't hit into our early 30s if we play our cards right. We're starting our athletes too young and putting too much pressure on while their brain is still developing. So we're gonna go over 5 things that's gonna help that along. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about is so cliche, because you hear it all the time, but just keeping it fun. And that's so hard to do with motocross parents specifically because you're so invested. Understand that your brain functions differently than your kid's brain, and they don't understand your investment. So it's up to you to practice what you need to do to keep it fun when you're going riding. Okay, your kid is gonna ride better one day than he's gonna ride the next day. He's gonna race better one race and he's gonna race the next race. It's up to you to be the level-headed one. Let them make their mistakes on their own. Move through their mistakes on their own without feeling so much added pressure from someone that doesn't know how to think like a child's brain thinks. So just set the environment up where they're able to have fun. Don't make it a high pressure thing. They're not professional athletes, and there's a good chance they're not gonna become one. So just keep them in the sport, because we know this sport can do great things for them long term. It teaches them great principles in life if it's something they stick with. Number 2 is gonna be understanding how you're treating your rider. And what I like to think of, and most of our kids are in a public school system, and we hold our teachers fairly accountable to how they're treating our children, right? So if your son comes home or your daughter comes home and they say, my teacher yelled at me for nothing today, right? My teacher yelled at me because I did X, and you don't believe that's the wrong thing, but the teacher yelled at them, who do you call right away? You call the school, you're complaining about the teacher yelling at the kid, right? And so you're holding that leadership accountable, but you do the same thing. And so what you've got to think about is treat your kid as if you want their other peers and their other teachers and coaches to treat them. And this isn't in an aspect of, I shouldn't even say coaches, because a lot of parents want coaches to be hard on their kids because that's how they treat their kids, but that's still not correct. Remember, when they're kids, in the first, call it 5 years of riding a motorcycle, it should be about learning. Learning. And so you can put some racing in there so they can learn the race environment and learn how to race safely and learn how to be competitive and learn how to fail and how to win. But it should be about learning. It shouldn't be result driven. It shouldn't be like, what place are you gonna get at Loretta Lynn's? Or we've got a regional and we're spending all our money on it. You've got to make sure that you're going to them with a mindset that opens up their brain to create fun and create more motivation to ride the motorcycle, because long term that's going to create a better rider. Guys, we have a merch shop. It's only been here for like a month, but it's doing really great. A lot of people are wearing our stuff, which is amazing. If you do want to check that out, it's shopmxf.com. So I've done a little survey with riders my age that have been riding for a long time and racing for a long time, and I asked them, what is the most disliked part of your past riding experience? And they always say the ride home after a bad day. And so number 3 is going to be aware of how you're talking to your kid in that hour to 12-hour ride home, depending on what track you're going to after a bad race day, because that lives on with them forever. I can remember some really crappy conversations, tears, threatened to sell the bikes, threatened to do all these other things that are just like breeding in, like almost, it's almost like a want to quit, but a scaredness to quit, right? Like, I don't want to quit because they expect me to do all this, But I do because I don't like the way that I'm being treated, and I don't even know why I did bad today because no one's reinforcing what went wrong in a positive way. It's just that you rode crappy and you didn't try hard and whatever the case may be, but most parents don't even understand why that might have happened. So make sure you study the why, and on the ride home from the races is a perfect time to reconnect and say, look, we all make mistakes, we all fall down, we all have hard days. Let's just go over what went wrong and move on, and we're done. We'll go back to home life. When you get home, you can be a normal family. Your son or your daughter's not mad at you because of the way you treated them over the weekend or on the ride home. Number four, that's four. Don't focus on the 1%ers, and it could be even 0.1 percenters in our case. I think in ball sports, it's probably 1%ers because more people make it. In motocross, less people make it. There's less opportunity. Don't focus on those people. Don't make your kid feel like that's who he has to become or she has to become. Okay, because there's a 99% chance they're not going to become that, or maybe even 99.9, that they're not going to become that human. Focus on the things that make them a good human that the sport can teach them. Hard work, willingness to fail, all of the things that you go through on a daily basis when you're riding a dirt bike. Tell them that's what's happening because they're kids, they don't know that, right? They see failure as someone's going to be angry at me or I'm not good at stuff. Right? Let them know that you as a parent fail too, daily. Okay? And let them know that that's how you learn and that you're on a motorcycle to fail, get up, learn. And if you can do that on a motorcycle, you can do that anywhere. Number 5, and this is going to be kind of if you don't know what to say and if you can't keep it real, right? If you can't keep it positive. The best thing you can say to your kid is, I love watching you ride. That's all. You don't need to say anything else. If you just practice when they're done riding, saying, I am so stoked that I get the opportunity to watch you ride a dirt bike and that you even like this sport. I love watching you ride. You have no idea how long that will last in their life, how much more motivation they'll have to want to ride when they feel that you're a part of what they're doing and that you get satisfaction out of seeing them have enjoyment in their life. So by you just saying, look son or look daughter, hey, may not have went your way today, but I loved watching you ride and I love watching you try your best. That is gonna go so far. It's such a simple practice. It's 5 words. I love watching you ride. That's it. 5 words can change everything. That's our 5 tips. I think these are important. I really do. If you're a kid watching this, hand the phone to your parent, right? Or just send the link. You guys are tech savvy. Send the link. Get it in the hands of someone that rides their kids that are riding. I think it's so important. If you guys don't mind sharing this out, get parents involved with this video. If you like this one, we got a couple more of the parent videos laying around over here. You're gonna put that in for them over here? All right, don't forget to like, subscribe. We have a Patreon account. It's really, really needing your love. Small donations every month to keep this channel moving forward. Peace.